Call me Ramon. My sister Lira and I are the only ones left in our family. She's 27, 3 years older than me, but she has a mild intellectual disability. Her speech is a bit slow, with a stutter, and her words don't always come out right. The kids in our neighborhood even gave her a nickname, Lira. She mostly uses gestures and simple words to communicate. But being her brother, I understand her perfectly. Our father left for Saudi Arabia years ago and never came back. Mum told me he started a new family over there. Then, 2 years ago, our mum passed away. Since then, it's just been me and Lira living alone in our small house. I'm the only person she has to rely on. And I have to be honest with you, taking care of her isn't always easy. Sometimes I've thought about leaving, not because of her condition, but because she often sees things that aren't there. Sometimes she'd point at our front door and insist someone was standing there watching us. Other times, she'd offer food to an empty space, telling me someone was hungry, even though it was just the two of us in the house. I always just brushed it off. She's just imagining things, I'd tell myself. When Mum was still alive, caring for Lira never felt this heavy. But now, it's all on my shoulders. One afternoon, we were sitting outside my aunt's small store when a new woman walked past. She had just moved into our neighborhood. She looked to be in her 40s, not too old, but something about her just gave me the chills. Lira stared at her face tense, her brows furrowed, and she kept watching until the woman was completely out of sight. Then she turned to me, pointed at her mouth, and made a sharp, biting motion. "As Aswang," she whispered, her voice shaky. I froze. My first instinct was to hush her, pulling her away before anyone else could hear what she said. On our way home, she kept insisting, "Aswang, it eats people." I forced a laugh to try and lighten the mood, but deep down I felt a knot of unease tightening in my stomach. A few days later, rumors started spreading like wildfire through the village. Livestock were being found dead in the nearby woods. Their bodies were mutilated, chests torn open, with their organs completely gone. Then it got worse. People started to disappear. A thick blanket of fear fell over the entire neighborhood. I told Lira she had to stay indoors, but she didn't listen. That night, I must have fallen asleep on the couch. When I woke up, Lira was gone. Panic shot through me. I ran out of the house, screaming her name, desperately looking for her. One of our neighbors said they saw her heading towards the new woman's house, right at the end of the street. My blood ran cold. I rushed there as fast as I could. Before I even reached the door, I saw Lira running toward me, her face pale white, her whole body trembling uncontrollably. She threw her arms around me, sobbing. I saw the Aswang eats people. I asked her why on earth she went there, through a series of shaky gestures and broken words. She explained that she wanted to stop it, but the Aswang had tried to eat her. I grabbed her hand and took her home immediately. She kept glancing over her shoulder, terrified that it was following us. That night, she just sat by the window, her eyes wide with fear, whispering over and over, "It's out there." I pretended not to hear her, but I couldn't deny it. Even I started feeling the dread creeping into the room, into my own heart. She described what she saw in a trembling voice: its mouth full of blood, its hair messy, its teeth so sharp it bit someone's neck. I just hugged her as tight as I could and said nothing. I didn't know what to say. Later that night, we heard a knock at the door. Knock, knock. My heart leaped into my throat. I cautiously opened it, and there she was. The new woman. She smiled gently, her tone soft and friendly. "I just came to return this," she said, holding something out. "Your sister left it at my house earlier. It was a small bar of chocolate." She explained that Lira had visited her, but then suddenly got scared and ran away. She told me she lived alone, that her husband worked abroad, and she actually liked having the company. I just nodded and thanked her, even though my heart was pounding against my ribs. Through a gap in the curtain, I could see Lira peeking out, her hands shaking. The woman seemed to notice the tension in the air. She gave a faint, almost sad smile and said, "Well, I'll leave you to be. Have a good night." And then she just walked away into the darkness. After that night, the suspicion around her seemed to die down. No one in the neighborhood thought anything of her, only Lira did. Every time she saw the woman pass by our house, she would whisper to me, "She changed again. She changed." I honestly didn't know what to believe anymore. Then, one day, something absolutely horrifying happened. Our neighbor Merrites had just given birth. The new woman started visiting her often, bringing food, chatting, pretending to be a kind and helpful neighbor. But one afternoon, while they were talking, Merrites suddenly collapsed, screaming in pure pain, and started crawling out of her own house in terror. People rushed to help, but she just cried out, "Don't come near me. She's growing hair." Everyone turned to look inside the house, and they saw the woman on the ground, her body contorting, black fur sprouting from her skin, her eyes glowing a demonic red in the dim light of the room. That night, she disappeared. No one in our village ever saw her again, and from that moment on, I believed every single word my sister had ever said. The new woman. She was truly an Aswang. Lira was right all along. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you have a story of your own you'd like to share, please let me know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more true scary stories. Stay safe out there.